It was a cold, stormy night as I stumbled upon the Shadow Pine Inn deep in the Colorado wilderness. The wind howled like a wounded animal and snow lashed against the windows, making it almost impossible to see. The hotel sign barely lit up, flickering like it wanted to die, but it was the only place around for miles. I had no choice. I had to stop. The lobby smelled old, damp, mildew, and something coppery. Behind the desk, an elderly woman with sunken eyes stared at me, her voice raspy, barely a whisper. "Stay in bed. Whatever you do, don't let your feet hang off the bed," she warned. I thought she was just crazy. It was room 308. It looked like it hadn't been touched in decades. The radiator groaned but didn't really heat the place up. The wallpaper was peeling and the bed, the bed. It smelled like sweat, mold, and something rancid. But I didn't care. I was exhausted. I dropped my bag on the dresser, crawled into bed, and tried to sleep. But something didn't feel right. At 2:58 a.m., I was jolted awake by a loud, scraping noise. It wasn't just the wind. No, this was something else. Metal dragging across the walls. It got closer, inch by inch. I swung my legs over the side of the bed, trying to figure out where the noise was coming from. And then my foot brushed against something. Cold. Not the wooden floor. Something soft. I yanked my foot back, heart racing. But it was too late. Something cold and sharp grabbed my ankle. I panicked, trying to pull away, but whatever it was had me. It pulled me down with a strength I couldn't fight. My skin was crawling as I screamed, scratching at the mattress, but my fingers just tore through it. I looked down, her skeletal hand, with rotting flesh hanging off it, clamped around my leg, and it pulled me. Harder, faster, under the bed. And under the bed was a nightmare. It was like a deep black pit of writhing, decaying bodies. The stench of rot filled the air. Faces twisted, frozen in eternal agony, hung from chains like butchered meat. And then I saw them, the ghosts. Their translucent forms flickered, faces twisted with rage and hunger. One of them, a woman, her eyes completely gone, lunged at me, her mouth unhinging like a snake. I tried to scream, but the ghosts were already on me. Hands clawed at my skin. It felt like they were peeling me alive, digging their fingers into my flesh. I couldn't fight them off. The weight of their cold, ghostly hands crushed me. One of them, the eyeless woman, reached into my chest, and I could feel her icy grip on my heart. My vision blurred, and just before the darkness took over, I heard it. "I told you, boy. Should kept your feet on the bed." It was the receptionist. Her voice low, cold, and full of regret. The screech of the ghosts continues, followed by a chilling silence. The next morning, a maid went into room 308. The room was untouched, except for the bed, soaked in blood. It didn't make sense. The room was always clean. But the guests, they vanished. Always. And beneath the bed, the spirits waited. They always waited. So, what do you think happened to me that night? And do you think you'd be brave enough to spend a night at Shadow Pine Inn? If you enjoyed this creepy story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And share your scary story in the comments below. I want to hear your scary story.